5 you're fine, 9 you're mine. Kraken's top tips on how to avoid getting a speeding ticket on your motorcycle. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. A good rule of thumb that has served me well my entire motorcycle riding career, most of it riding here in Virginia, as well as abroad all over the country, is I use the rule 5 you're fine, 9 you're mine, meaning 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. You should be okay on average. 9 miles over, you're probably going to get a speeding ticket. Now there's different situations. I'm painting with a wide brush here. So if you try to ride on 95 here in the east and you do 5 over the speed limit, you're probably going to get run over. It's not uncommon to do 10 and 20 over. So you have to kind of gauge that accordingly. What we're going to talk about is when you do get pulled over, and it happens to all of us, what is your best shot at not getting a speeding ticket or a citation? Here in Virginia, 20 miles an hour over the speed limit is mandatory reckless driving. If you're going through a school zone at 45 and it's 25, that is reckless driving. If the speed limit's 70 and you're doing 90 on a highway, that's reckless driving. You're not going to get off the hook. Lick your wounds and deal with it. I'm going to put a caveat on this. This is for driving in the United States. For those of you that are abroad, these tips and tricks may not apply to your country. I'll be interested in hearing your thoughts depending on if you live in Canada, Australia, or elsewhere. List them down below what your thoughts are on this topic. Tip number 1, be nice. When you get pulled over, you got pulled over because you caused an infraction, and a citation or ticket should be expected. However, there are many factors that go into whether you're going to get a ticket. Now think about it. If you're a motorcyclist and you get pulled over by a police officer that just came from a motorcycle wreck where the rider died, he's going to be less open-minded. He's trying to keep you alive, quite frankly. So mindset of the police officer definitely plays a major role on whether or not you're going to get a ticket or citation. Tip number 2, be kind and apologetic. He didn't pull you over for the fun of it. You committed a violation. I don't care if it's 1 mile per hour over, you violated the law. Period. If he wants to write you a citation or a ticket, he or she can. So you need to own that and say, yes, sir. Normally they ask you, why do you think I pulled you over? You know why. Sir, I was doing 60 and a 55. I assume it would be 5 miles per hour over. They have radar. It's updated. They know exactly what they're dealing with. If you fudge that in any way, the officer knows they're dealing with a liar, straight up, and that will 100% lead to a ticket or citation. So be kind, be apologetic, be truthful, and own your mistake. Now, don't be belligerent to the officer. I guarantee if you talk to any career LEO, law enforcement, they have been threatened 100,000 times in their career, more so than you have been, a single person has in their entire lifetime. I promise you, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to come after you. My brother-in-law is knows the state attorney general, and I'm going to get you fired. You work for me. I pay for you with my taxes. All of that is belligerent. Don't go there. Guaranteed ways to get a ticket, even if you're nice and talking to the officer pleasantly. If you ask for a warning citation, guaranteed. You're asking for entitlement now. That's a guaranteed ticket. If you name drop, do you know, insert name here, equals guaranteed citation or ticket. You cannot name drop. I don't care who you know. The most famous one probably is my father as a police officer. Guaranteed ticket. You're asking for entitlement again because you know somebody. Don't do that. Bad news equals 100% you're going to get a ticket. If you act in any way entitled to the actions that resulted in your detention, you will get a citation. That is going to happen, folks. Now, I want you to understand, these same police officers show up every week in court in front of a judge where people go in to fight their tickets. The judge and this police officer work every single week together, and they see the same baloney over and over every single week where somebody is fudging it, lying a bit about it, whatever, to get off the hook. And that's up to the judge at that point to prosecute or not. But the judge knows the officer and his or her integrity and how well they do their job. If the officer says this is what happened, you're done. You're cooked. Judge isn't going to help you out. The object is to keep people alive. It's not just you horsing around with your speeding. You put other people. What happens if you plow into a family in a station wagon with a load of kids? You willing to live with that on your conscience? So let's go back to my original statement. If you're 5, you're fine. If you're 9, you're mine. Let me put out one other caveat on that. If you're riding through hometown USA, small town here in Virginia, and the speed limit is 25, they mean it. 5 over, meaning 5 you're fine, 9 you're mine, is not acceptable in a small town. They have pedestrians, elderly, children they're trying to keep alive. Don't speed when you're going through small town USA. In all 50 states, don't do it. Now, when you get out on the highways and the freeways, that type of riding, you can definitely kick it up a notch or two with the 5, 7 over, that type of thing. Now, in other parts of the country, heck, some highways don't even have a speed limit. You can go to Montana and it's just as far as the eye can see and as flat as you can see an officer a country mile away. People fly down those roads. So situational awareness depending on where you're riding. I'm talking average riding through average America. So I hope you learned something today. Today's tips were how to prevent and get the right frame of mind from getting a citation, or at least improving your odds from getting a ticket or citation, which leads to higher insurance costs and exuberant court fees and citation fees that you're trying to avoid. I hope you learned something today. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit the subscribe button somewhere down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding because it's good for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.